Yo. So, somebody who I've been watching as of late is Ty Buggy's podcast. I'm not gonna lie, bro's podcast, it'd be cool, bro. And I really rock with the content. This is something similar to what I would like to do by giving my honest reactions to videos and also having a nice commentary style that I need to honestly mimic. But enough talking for me, and I probably was saying honest and all this and that too much. Let's just jump straight up into this video. Let me excuse me.
So I listen to y'all, right? Y'all told me to go watch Love Island. Y'all said, DJ, give it a chance so we can talk about it. I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't tell me that so freak, but that shit ain't about love.
I don't know, y'all. I watched Love Island, and I found that show absolutely disgusting.
I'm just curious, like, who gave everyone the herpes, right?
I've never really been a fan of messy TV. Like, I'm not a loving hip-hop, Housewives of Atlanta type of guy. But now I'm a married man, so I catch myself watching what my wife is watching sometimes.
That's true, and I'll agree with that. Me personally, I sometimes would tune into drama and things like that because maybe my mom was watching it and she was dying laughing. I came in one day, was like, hey, Mom, you could do some cornrows for me before I had my locks. Or, hey, you could help me do this or that, like wash my hair up if in case I'm feeling too lazy, I don't want to wash it myself and stuff like that. And then, like how bro's saying, I'll catch the show. I'll watch some True Criminal Minds and this and that with my old girl. Or likewise, like if I have a home girl or even if my girlfriend wants to recommend something to me to watch, then maybe. But I'm not into that whole watching people do stuff on reality TV. Like, why not just make that your reality? And not all the negatives and the drama, but like, how about the living the lavish lifestyle and all that stuff? Like, just pave the way for yourself. But anyway.
And next thing you know, I'm sitting beside her like, why did she do that? Why did she do that? With my ice cream and my pillow. It's just part of being married. I don't know. We seen everybody talking about this new show called Love
congratulations,
so we like,
bro.
all right, let's put it on. Let's see what it's about. You know, it's a date. Y'all, the first 10 minutes, we was completely caught off guard. We thought this was a regular show of people trying to find love. These people on the internet that's amping up this show, they not telling y'all what's really inside of this show.
Yeah.
From the first episode, I immediately thought they need to change this from Love Island to Freak Island.
I don't know, y'all. I watched Love Island, and I found that show absolutely fucking disgusting. Because, like, why are we kissing each other? Why are we swapping so much spit with each other? It's nasty. It's gross. And then on top of that, hold on, let me gather my thoughts. It's literally just Cuckold Island. I hope I'm allowed to say that on TikTok, but that's literally what it is. That's literally all it is. And y'all hyped it up. I seen the clips of Huda and she's so tea, but the show is nasty.
So I listen to y'all, right? Y'all told me to go watch Love Island. Y'all said, DJ, give it a chance so we can talk about it. I'm like, all right, cool. Why the fuck y'all ain't tell me that bitch so freaked the fuck out? But that shit ain't about love. That shit is solely lust. That bitch should be called Lust Island. The first episode, bro. They introduce everybody, and then now it's time to pair everybody up. So I'm like, okay, cool. They're probably gonna do some icebreaker, like who's the most compatible, like what are your beliefs, what are your morals, what are your values. But he felt the freaky ass fucking host, she freaked the fuck out too, her old ass. She like, all right, all y'all niggas line up. Y'all women, go pick 2 niggas to tongue the fuck down. What kind of shit? Bro, they was swapping saliva before they even swapped each other info. Like, you don't even know this person backstory, but you got their tongue down your throat. And then it's they kiss one person, then they go kiss another motherfucker.
Oh, nah.
Episode 2, blindfold. Go kiss whoever the fuck you want. Like, this shit freak the fuck out. They got this freaky ass room with all this sex toys and shit. All them gotta sleep in the same, like, all the beds is in one room.
My bad, that's my ugly face. That's the
somebody
what the
gripping
fuck
the covers. Somebody was getting their kitty licked. Hey, boy, this shit ain't got nothing to do with love. Y'all motherfucker lied. Y'all lied to me.
I'm gonna do my best not to ruin the show for anybody that hasn't seen it.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch it, so you might as well.
The show on, it is nasty. These folks are selecting each other by tongue kissing each other.
Literal, and this is what I be saying. Something that I used to say when I was younger is, like, females and everybody and their mama will look at guys watching porn and stuff like that and be like, that's so gross. Y'all are so immature, but then go watch a TV show like that and swear on God that they're not watching porn. It's a different format, bro. Whether you decided to type up the hub or you decided to watch Love Island, it is a completely different format. Like, that is watching porn. We need to, as a culture, really just disassociate and detach from stuff like that. I get it. TV shows have to be bold, have to do these eye-catchy things, but when it comes down to like shit like that, like, oh no, man.
Each other. They're literally watching a stranger tongue kiss somebody else, and then they walk up there next and tongue kiss that same person. See, it's different if y'all out here just, you know, just a little
pop kissing, right?
But it ain't no, it is a, you know what I mean? Like they singing the lullabies together, and then the next person comes up like shit is just gravy. Like, I'm next. Motherfuckers still got spit on the side of their mouth from the last kiss. I'm like, this is nasty. And fellas, I'ma keep it a band, alright? I'ma keep it a stacked dizzle. If you are tongue kissing a girl right after she just got done tongue kissing a man, you just tongue kissed that man too.
Yeah.
His spit is still in her mouth.
Yeah.
That is the strangest shit that's the strangest opening I've ever seen, opening a show to find love. Then you got people matching and saying, oh, we have such a deep connection. Until the damn games come out. The games come out and they turn into a damn Diddy party. Everybody freaking each other. They go from, oh my God, I'm just so serious about this person, I can really see a future, until they get a message on their phone that they all invited to the freak off. This is not a show of finding love. This is a orgy game. But on a more serious note, it feels like some type of programming when I watch this show.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It feels like they're trying to normalize being a cuckold.
That's exactly
Love
what
Island
it
is literally indoctrinating us in real time into cuckolding. They want us to be cuckolds. You're sitting there laughing when cuckolding propaganda is at an all-time high.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting there and laughing. Love Island wants us to be cuckolds and you're laughing?
Right. Y'all, Hannah and Pepe. Look at this. She gonna take this spit, put it down there, right? And it's gonna go somewhere. The camera gonna go somewhere else. And it's gonna come back.
Hold on, y'all. Alright, my bad, y'all. Let's jump right back up into
back
it.
to them. And then it's gonna, like, he gonna move back and forth like he get her. Like, look. Look.
I mean, if your camera could focus.
Bro, that shit. Look, she gonna take the spit, put it down there, right? Now watch. It goes somewhere else. Now look at him.
I'm telling y'all, man, this show is freaky. But even if you haven't watched the show, you probably heard the name Huda. You probably heard that name at least one time on your timeline. Somebody on your Instagram, somebody done said the name Huda in the last month. They're talking about the girl because of how toxic
she could have. Here's 3 reasons why this bitch is crazy. First off, we gotta start out strong with the mommy comment. Like, she could have came up with a better way to say this to Nick, but it just sounded kind of weird. And Nick had no idea how to react to this, so he just tried cracking a joke. I feel like a lot of people overlook this second one. She's laying in bed with Jeremiah and she's like, do I have to worry about you? And then Jeremiah's like, if we're together, no. And then for some reason that triggers her to ask him if he would share his location with her. And then I feel like that kind of freaks out Jeremiah because he's like not really cool with that. Plus I feel like it's way too early on for her to be saying stuff like that to him. Okay, and the third example really took me over the edge because it made me really think, like, did she not realize that she's on a reality show? She's over here breaking her back to see what's going on. Like, the new bombshells are coming in here for a reason, and why would she even want to be in a relationship with him when she says she can't even trust him without having his location? Let me know in the comments other things that she's done that kind of proves that she's really crazy.
And again, for the people that have not watched the show, I want you to imagine that delusional girl that you was dating and you was trying to leave, and she was like painting narratives on make you out to be the bad person on her way out the door. When you're trying to get rid of her, she kind of harasses you and things like that. That is exactly what this girl.
Oh no.
That is exactly what this girl is doing on the show. But what's so odd about her is that it seems like she's forgetting that she's on a show. Like when you watch, it feels like there's some screws missing or something. But ladies, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your homegirls, your best friend. I ain't gonna say you, cause you know how the accountability get. But a lot of women act like this.
Are just like that.
A lot of
yeah,
women
they got
act
that
like
same
this,
attribute,
hurt,
that
they
same
try to
bill.
act like, oh, it's the other person. When the other person just put up a boundary, like, yo, I'm not about to deal with
yeah,
your
like
craziness.
I'm
they
straight off
flip
there.
the switch and say you're the problem, even though we've been watching her bug out this whole season. And then what does she do? This is the same thing ladies be doing. They run back to their friends and tell their friends only their side of the story,
Right.
making themselves look innocent. And then the ladies' friends, y'all ain't no damn better, because y'all enable them instead of keeping it a stack. Girl, you is crazy. But fellas, I think she's a perfect example on why I think the fresh and fit guys hate women so much. Because she's the kind of girl that a lot of dudes will go
stereotype.
for, whether it be because of her body or anything physically. You're so happy that you got a girl with a body and a decent face, you're completely looking past how she handles situations in an extreme toxic way. So now you get into a relationship with her, you get so used to her booty to the point where you're not blinded by the booty no more. So now you look up and you're like, damn, this girl is
Yo, it be like that. It's like now it don't matter how pretty shorty is. Like, you really start to see, yo, this female's mindset, it be so toxic. Like, I'm not gonna lie with you. It be sometimes where, like, let's say in the past, or like when we would be, me and my uncles, of course, we go out to like Beyond Brunch. That's a place in Fort Lauderdale down here where it's like all these beautiful women out there and stuff like that. You might get drunk, whatever. And so you trying to, you sharking, as they would say, sharking. And then you'll talk to a female, she's your type, whatever. Like I said, from head to foot might be however you like. Maybe you were just looking at the feet. Maybe you were looking at the butt. Maybe you were looking, whatever you attracted her to you. And then y'all get to talking, and then sometimes, and it be like that for us dudes too. I'm not going to cap. They start moving that mouth. They start telling you how they really is. It'd be like, nah, bro. Like, I'm good. I'm straight. Like, my piece is better. Okay, it'd be a real cool, fun time to crush or to do this or to do that. But at the same time, if it's gonna have me having to tell my mom and them, hey, y'all make sure to lock the door, and cause such and such about to pass by. I told her to leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Like, don't even bring that type of energy. That kind of stuff is horrific, bro.
stressing me out. That's because you were so attracted to her sexually, you didn't realize that you never really checked her out up here. Which is why I hear a lot of men saying all women are the same. No.
Not all.
All the women you go for are the same.
Right.
Which is why.
Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I seen. Okay. I got it in cash. Alright. Yeah.
I say you need to understand self in order to get around better women. But the way Jeremiah was dealing with this girl, was trying to be patient with this girl after she's saying crazy things throughout the show, it is a perfect example of now you are doing this to yourself. You can't even be mad at her because she's showing you who she is. But let's get back to how freaky this show is. See, fans are starting to notice there might be something going around on this show, because when you're tongue kissing strangers back to back to back, you bound to see some effects. And let me just say this, all of this is alleged.
Hello? Did anyone notice this? Like, are you okay, brother? You got a little outbreak?
Okay, so I'm watching Love Island from the beginning. I'm barely on episode 6. And I'm just curious, like, who gave everyone the herpes, right? And at first I'm like, well, if everybody kissed right away, how come nobody showed? And the only one that didn't want to kiss was Bella, right? Until the last one, when she knew, like, between her and Nick was like not gonna work out. So I felt like she got a little desperate and started kissing everybody. And then I noticed this. Hold on. Did anybody else notice this? Okay. Play. Wow, rude. Bye. I'm sorry, guys.
But I know my heart is the prettiest thing about me. And I'm gonna keep my head held high because somebody else is going to see my worth and my value. And I trust God's plan.
Bro, right there. Like right there. You guys see that? Her lips are like bruised. One more time. Sorry, guys.
Bro, niggas is busting out with boyos and legions on the show, bro. This is just horrific, bro.
Did you guys see that? So, did she know the whole time, and that's why she didn't want to kiss anybody from the beginning?
I'll leave you to pack your suitcase.
Because they don't have it yet. But she was the only one that didn't.
The rest of you.
Oh god.
Y'all are in a frenzy about these alleged cold sores on Love Island, and I have seen so much misinformation regarding cold sores or herpes simplex virus. I'm a sexual health expert. Let me break it down. So the most common question I'm seeing circulating is, aren't these people tested for STIs prior to being on the show? And the answer is yes, they are. Now, I don't know what kind of panels are being run on these people, of course, but if they're following the CDC guidelines for STI testing, herpes simplex virus is not included as part of that panel. It is not standard of care to include routine HSV, herpes simplex virus testing when you're doing blood work and routine STI screening. And the reason why is because when you test someone's blood, someone who's completely asymptomatic, doesn't have any skin lesions anywhere, if you check their blood, the only thing you can check for is antibodies to herpes simplex type 1 and 2. And all the antibodies can tell you is if that person has ever been exposed to the herpes simplex virus in their entire life. And the reality is that most of the population is going to be exposed to herpes simplex type 1 or 2 at some point in their lifespan, and it may have even occurred when they were babies and grandma gave them a kiss, or in middle school when you shared your bestie's lip gloss. It doesn't necessarily mean that you will ever show outward symptoms of herpes, but you could. In fact, The Bachelor famously a few years ago stopped doing HSV 1 and 2 blood testing in their casting STI screening in order to be more up to date with CDC guidelines, and because there were so many people who would have been great for the show who were not cast because of the presence of these antibodies in their blood. And again, the antibodies doesn't necessarily mean that you will ever experience an outbreak or have those outward symptoms of herpes. So the only way to really definitively diagnose HSV is by swabbing a lesion. So you can swab that cold sore, or if you have genital lesions, and then that is a more confirmatory diagnosis. Now, if these people on Love Island actually do have a cold sore or an outbreak, that would make a lot of sense. HSV tends to flare when people are stressed out, and we know that these folks are not getting any sleep, they're being filmed 24/7, their nutrition status is probably down, they're drinking, and that is the perfect environment to experience an HSV outbreak like a cold sore. Another thing y'all are speculating a lot on is, where did it come from? Who got it first? Who brought it into the island? And the reality is there is absolutely no way to tell that, because theoretically all of the islanders and any of us could be shedding herpes, HSV, at any given time. Even if there's no outward symptoms like cold sores or genital sores, you theoretically can be shedding.
You see why y'all gotta be clean and stop that outside
shit?
shit?
Not currently experiencing symptoms. Now, if you are currently experiencing an outbreak like a cold sore, then it's highly contagious, and so anything that comes into contact with that, if you're kissing or, performing other types of sexual activity, that is a very easy way to spread the herpes virus. So hopefully this cleared up some misconceptions about cold sores, herpes simplex virus. It's all the same. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments and I'd be happy to keep talking about this.
See, we don't know if it's true or not. That's a high possibility, because what do you expect when you're kissing a lot of people? And that's my thing about people that's like overly freaky. I know some guys that really feel like kissing multiple girls in one day just makes you the man. Like when people are on that freaky stuff.
That make me think about them videos, them kiss, hug, and slap videos. Bro. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. As I think I had homeboys that was like, yo, you need to do that this summer. Oh, hell no. I'm either, hey, nope.
Like, y'all do know y'all don't have to be on that freaky stuff just because super freaky stuff is happening. Like, some things you could look at and be like, you know what, all of y'all are nasty, I'm not doing this. But some people want to get freaky experiences so bad that you don't even think of the possible consequences of what you're doing till you get that phone call. But I just asked myself, like, did y'all know when y'all was getting on this show that y'all was gonna be up here making out with all these people? Did y'all know that this was part of the requirements? Like, what was on the application?
You guys know the requirements just to be a contestant on Love Island? So first, they have the bombshells. Like, they have just contestants waiting until somebody, like, bails out or, like, drops out or whatever, just waiting in hotels this entire shooting time, right? You go through all these psychiatrics and all these drug tests and tests or whatever the case may be before you go there, and you basically quarantine for 2 weeks. No phone, no TV, no connection with nobody, for you to basically be mentally prepared for it. And I believe they quarantine you to drive you crazy so you can go there and act a fool. They said all the, like, real eating is off of camera. They said that, like, when you see them dancing, there's literally no music playing at all, like, at fucking all, because it's too noisy or whatever. They said it takes 24 hours just to record an hour episode, and they're there with no phones, no TVs. The phones that they
why
have
would anyone
are
want to
only
do
able
this
to
stuff
get in
for your
contact with
entertainment
staff and so on and so forth. And they do this whole thing to drive people crazy. So like, to be honest,
I'm so sorry. Let me not say that. But I was just gonna say, man, she looked like she knows a lot. She probably went through that process.
Huda, but in all reality, that bitch is going insane because of the quarantining and all these requirements of like literally being isolated on the fucking island with these people. Okay. So like, you can't tell me all of this is not like for PR.
I bet if y'all hear Winston barking, he's still here with us.
Any of these people are truly in love, to be honest, or falling in love, or even in likeness because of so many things you have to do before you even get there to find a motherfucking love and to get the money, I guess.
Man, this show is about money. It ain't got nothing to do with love. It is overly freaky. Like, this show makes Pop the Balloon look like the place to be if you really trying to find love. But it just feels like some type of sexual propaganda is trying to be pushed on us because this show got big out of nowhere. It's an island of lust. That isn't love. But pay attention how they're trying to normalize lust and being the same thing as love. For the younger generation, the 18 and up crew that's watching this show, what do you think they're starting to believe by watching something like this? They're gonna believe that getting freaky with multiple people is part of the dating process. Don't get me wrong, the show has a very interesting storyline, but the overall concept is very weird. You do not find love by swapping spit or playing sexual games.
Alright, brother, man, so that's all the time that I have for y'all and also for this video. My final thoughts, I completely agree. Like, I get it. People want to get down. Like, you know, we are in a freaky time period, a freaky generation, a wicked and lawless generation. But, yo, nah, man. Understand what's really programming and what's just being force-fed into your face so that it can make you a degenerate, so that you can go out in society trying to mimic what you're watching. These things, we got to protect our eye gates, people, please. Anyways, like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.